What is going on, guys? Flossie here, and welcome to the first episode of Ultimate Setup, the video series where I show you guys how to get the most out of your classes and help you become better overall players. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the ARX-160 assault rifle in Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, I don't want to get too analytic here, but there are a few statistics that I feel you guys should definitely know. Looking at the stats from Simtic.com, we can see that the ARX has a maximum damage of 43 and then a minimum damage of 17, putting the gun in the standard 3 to 6 shot kill range. The ARX also has the standard 1.5 times headshot multiplier, which does make it possible to get a 2-shot kill if you can land a headshot. It also fires at 857 rounds per minute, which is pretty fast for an assault rifle, and has an average magazine size of 30. Moving to the reload, the tactical reload, or reload when bullets are still left in the chamber, is going to take about 2.86 to 2.87 seconds, while the reload when the clip is completely empty is going to take about 3.23 seconds. This puts the reload speed for the ARX somewhat in the middle of the assault rifles. It's not bad necessarily, but there are a couple guns that definitely reload faster. Moving on to the recoil, I would say that it's around medium to high range due to its high rate of fire, and is mainly going to pull up rather than left or right, so there's not going to be a whole lot of drift that you guys are going to have to worry about. I will say this, I do think that the recoil is pretty manageable considering its high rate of fire. So that's all we really need to know about the gun. Let's go ahead and talk about the setup slash playstyles I think the ARX is best suited for. The first setup I'm going to show you guys is what I like to call the MW2 ACR. This setup is specifically geared towards precise mid-ranged combat, and it reminds me a lot of how the ACR performed back in Modern Warfare 2. For attachments, I prefer either the red or blue dot sights to give you a clear view of enemies at mid to long range, and then a foregrip to increase the accuracy and mitigate the recoil as much as possible. For perks, I like to use Ready Up and Quick Draw to help out with the unexpected close ranged engagements, and I personally feel that both Dead Silence and Focus are essential with almost any class in the game. The footsteps are incredibly loud in Ghost, and the flinch you receive when being shot at is absolutely tremendous, so I feel that not having both of these perks automatically puts you at a large disadvantage. Finally, on the perks, I would recommend either Sleight of Hand or Fully Loaded. While Sleight of Hand does help your reload speed, I find myself running out of ammo fairly often, and Fully Loaded helps negate that. The last slot is pretty much up to you guys. Whenever I have one slot left, I just like to slap on a secondary, but once again, you can slap on one of the one-slot perks if you wish. The second setup is definitely more geared towards aggressive close-ranged combat. For attachments, I prefer the silencer to stay off the radar, and then extended mag to help deal with multiple enemies. For perks, we're still going to run Ready Up, Focus, and Dead Silence. However, rather than Quick Draw, I prefer to have both Agility and Marathon to help get around the map and get the jump on enemies as fast as possible. Once again, I would say to use either Fully Loaded or Sleight of Hand for the final perk. However, due to the fact that this class is more aggressive, I personally prefer Sleight of Hand. All in all, guys, the ARX is definitely one of my favorite assault rifles, and I kind of feel that it's a little underappreciated. It could just be me, but I rarely see anyone using this gun, and even less often do I see people using this gun with perks and attachments that truly complement it. With a solid fire rate, recoil pattern, reload speed, and iron sights, I feel that you could alter the ARX to fit almost any playstyle. Of the two setups I've showed you today, I personally prefer using the first setup. I don't have a particular reason for it, but I just find myself using it more often than the silenced one. Well, that's it for today's episode of Ultimate Setup, guys. If you haven't tried either of these setups or just aren't all that into the ARX, I definitely recommend you give it another chance. It's versatile, reliable, and all around one of my favorite assault rifles in the entire game. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe. Also, feel free to leave any suggestions for future Ultimate Setup episodes in the comments down below, and let me know what you guys think of the new series. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, stay flossy out there.